Louie, do you know what this is? This is a Dollar Tree Christmas tree. And you know what? I decided to make a swag with it. We are going to make a beautiful winter swag that's going to have some grays. It's not that boring, Louie. It has some grays, some whites, some gorgeous elephant ear in it. And it's going to be so pretty. And yes, you can hang it the whole winter. Without further ado, Louie, you ready to get started? Wrong answer, Louie. Let's get started. For this swag wreath, I'm starting with a white Christmas tree from the Dollar Tree. This is going to be our base. Then you're going to need some white berries, or maybe some white branches, or these beautiful bay leaves. These are from the Dollar Tree along with these branches. Then I'm going to be using these little candy picks along with this sweet little owl. And for ribbon, I'm going to be using this beautiful birch ribbon that I got at Hobby Lobby and a white ribbon. This one I got at Craft Outlet. Both of my ribbons are 2.5 inches in width and they are wired. Then I am going to use a few bushels of lamb's ear. These I get at Walmart. We're starting with the Christmas tree. We're not going to need any of these, so we're going to throw those out. Plus this bottom part right here, we don't need that either. This time, I'm not going to be putting this metal part at the top. It's going to be at the bottom. This is where the bow is going to be. And the first thing I do is I check where these little guys are, and that's going to be my top. Anything in the back, send it to the front. For this swag, you can definitely use floral wire or pipe cleaners. I'm going to be using some zip ties. And these are the average 6-inch zip ties that I always use. And there's a link in my description box and also in my Amazon store. And if you want to know what type of container this is actually a pen box. The 6-inch zip ties just really fit in perfectly, so I like using it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the tree upside down and we're going to make the hook. This stem right here, the tallest one, going to bend it, and you can either bend it onto itself and zip tie it, or you can zip tie it to the actual stem. That is what I'm going to do. And if you're going to use a zip tie, you can get away with it. But if you're going to use anything else, it's not going to hold as well in the back. After zip tying it in place, the little tail that's left at the bottom, I'm going to flip it up. And that way you have a nice secure hook. Let's cut off the tail. Next, I'm going to attach the lamb's ear. These come two in a little bundle. First thing I'm going to do is wiggle it in. And I'm going to be attaching to the stem. Let's put the second one in, going the opposite way. And this one I'm going to bring lower just a little bit. We're using the Christmas tree as a base. The lamb's ear, that is basically our base. That's what is the most important thing in this wreath. All right, now I have my first two. Grabbing my zip tie, actually attach both of them together. I'm going to just keep that here. I'm not going to cut these because I might want to attach them a little bit lower also. The next one I'm going to put a little lower and on the other side of the one we just put in. And then the other one we're going to put facing the other way. That one's going to go a little lower than this one. Zigzagging it down, and that way I'm filling in all that space. Let's put the next set in. I'm going to add one more bundle because I really want this to be a full swag, and that's going to go right here. Going to bend it. Look how full this is already. So I'm going to turn this around to see what's going on in the back, and I'm going to just feel for the stems and start attaching. Then a nice zip tie here, and see, it's not as much zip ties as you think. I'm on zip tie number 3 when it comes to the actual greenery. Here at the bottom, I'm going to cut these a little bit lower than this part so it has a little bit of protection. Now that our greenery is in, I'm going to bring in the bay leaves. Our bay leaves are a 2-branch set, so I'm going to cut those off. Now let's put these in place, and I want them sticking out a little bit here and there. You have to have one in the middle, another one on the side, and I might put one straight at the top. None of my bay leaves are attached yet. That's just fine. I'm bringing in my sweet little white berries, and I do want to make sure that I have a bushel toward the top like that, because I only have 3, and then one is going to go right here and right here. This one I'm going to put a little higher. Now it's time to make sure everything is attached, and you can do one of 2 things. Either zip tie them or use your floral wire, or where you can get away with it, use one of these branches, and right here you have a little section that if I go around, this is going to get locked in. Let me do another twist. And that's it. This little branch is going nowhere. And if I wanted to cover the white up, I can definitely just throw one of these leaves in there. Best way to attach these is to zip tie to some branches from the Christmas tree along with our actual lamb's ear. So just use your judgment, see how you can make sure that it's secured and what works best for your swag. This one in the center is not attached to anything, so I'm going to just send a zip tie to the back, and that is how I'm going to make sure that it's attached. And always remember, when you cut something off and you have that little sharp end, make sure to send it to the side so it doesn't scratch the wall wherever this is going to be hanging, or door. Now it's time to put on my final touches, and I just wanted to mention that the candy here, the white berries, and this sweet little owl I got at JoAnns after Christmas last year. I don't know about you guys, but I love shopping after Christmas sales. Let me know in the comments below if you're like me, and I shop more after Christmas than during the Christmas season, to be honest. Just putting the owl in, and I'll secure it a little later. Now I'm going to put these candies in, and I only have 2, so you don't really want to put them together. You still kind of want to zigzag them. Just shorten the candy up just a little bit. I'm going to put that one right there. We have our owl, we have the candy. Now it's time to make the bow. I need to make sure that my bow covers this whole section right here, and that it is more or less proportionate to our swag. I decided to make a funky bow, so whatever ribbon you're using, you're going to need 6 to 8 pieces. This ribbon is 2.5 inches in width, and it's quite a thick ribbon, so I'm going to do 6 pieces. So 3 of the birch tree one and 3 of this white one. Each strip is going to be 22 inches. I'm just going to use my ruler, go to the 11-inch mark, and so of course 11 times 2 is 22. So there is our 22-inch mark. To fold this in half, find, there you go. And I'm just going to make 3 strips at 22 inches. Same thing with the white ribbon. And now I'm going to go to the endings on both sides, fold my ribbon in half, and cut a little triangle to make dovetails. Now I'm going to start folding my ribbon in half, and we want the loop to be 5 inches. At the 5-inch mark, I'm just going to put it between my thumb and my pointer finger. 5 inches. And this one we're going to face the same way. When I usually do this, I have the first ribbon going one way, the second ribbon going another way, the third one going another way, and so forth. But because we only have 2, and I have one that's pretty see-through, and then this one is really thick, I have to do 2 at a time, because otherwise one of my ribbon is going to be on one side and the other one is going to be on the other, because I only have 2. So now I'm going to go to my third ribbon, get my 5 inches. Now I'm going to go to the other side. Same side, and then the third one. At least this way, it will more or less even out. At this point, your funky bow should look something like that. Your tail should be a little longer than your loops. Wiggle it in, bring that center in, and to tie it off, I'm going to use a zip tie, especially that I have a high-end ribbon like this birch tree one. It's really, really thick. Another reason I like to use zip ties on bows like this is because this is a very bulky bow in the center. So I'm just going to bring it nice and tight. The next thing you want to do is you want to grab all the tails of the ribbon that is one-sided, like this birch ribbon. Go to the center as much as you can, and you're going to twist it and just pull it to the side. And there you go. You have two that are facing the same way. With this white one, I'm not worried about that. But let's find that second birch one on this side. And we're going to do the same thing. Going to twist it. And here we are with the two tails. And just push them to the sides. With our loops, I tend to kind of twist them in place to bring them up and just start making the bow look really nice. But before I get into the bow a little bit more, I'm going to attach it. Let me do this last birch connection. Just easier to do it like this. Now I'm putting on another zip tie and I'm going to attach the bow to our actual wreath form. If you are worried about the bow slipping off, here is a great trick. You take some of these leftover that I told you to keep long and you face them up. After you do that, grab a zip tie that in place. As you can see, it's not going to go anywhere. So let me just tighten up this zip tie on the bow and then we can just straighten the bow out and we are done. Let's get to the fun and open up this beautiful bow. You like the swag? What about the little owl in it? Was it cute? You liked it? Really? You sure? I think he did. What about you guys? How did you enjoy this swag? I had so much fun making it. And wasn't it easy? Absolutely easy. And just fun and quick to make. Thank you so much for being with me. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell and the thumbs up so this video grows, this channel grows, and I keep on making those wreath tutorials. If you're still interested in watching more wreath tutorials right now, Louie was so sweet. He prepared 2 videos for you right here. Click on either one of them and enjoy watching more wreath tutorials. Thank you so much for being with us and have a beautiful day. Right, Louie? You want to say bye to everyone? Bye, everyone. No, you got to look into the camera, not me. Bye, everyone.